After our initial conversation, Traci reached out to me informing that she had additional thoughts on our topic, the value of business partnerships. Let's jump right in to Traci's additional thoughts.
I reached out to Wiley because I got to thinking after we were done with having the original webinar that we had, um, that we didn't really talk about the value of other types of relationships. We focused primarily on business type relationships, whether that's you supplying your services, a hardware, a software, worrying about legalities in a small area. But the reality is, partnerships are in every aspect of life. And if you don't have a partnership with your clients, you don't have business. So I think it's really important to look at what is partnership. And partnership is where you work in alliance with someone to have a common goal and hopefully a win win strategy so that at the end of the day, that client is able to achieve the goals that they have, whether it's solving something that's reactive or creating something that's proactive. It's creating the alliance, AKA the partnership. So, in order to be able to do that, you have to listen to them just like every other type of relationship. Listen, respond, and there are times where it's very difficult, but you have to be willing to say, that's not the right fit. Or I don't know that, let me find that out. And that's what starts to build the trust in a relationship with a client, which then transcends to, like we talked about with the partners. You need someone who has that same vibe as you because their business methodology, if it doesn't match yours, you're not able to deliver the expectations you set for the client, right? But the reality is, the client relationship is the most valuable in all of these relationships because they are the one that have asked us to help them, believing that we have that capability. So I just wanted to make sure that I added into that to never forget about the client. And it's okay to fire a client. If they are disrespectful, ask you to do something that puts your integrity at question, you find that you're really never able to make them happy no matter what you do, that just doesn't seem to work. There's just different reasons. It is okay to say no. And sometimes it's hard to swallow, especially if you're working that has quotas, because you got to hit that quota. So I've been there. When I started at Insight, I had quotas, and there were some clients that were really difficult to deal with. But I had a fantastic manager. And my manager, Marco, said to me, if you don't get along with the client really well and you think it's a personality conflict, there's someone else that will get along with them. Move on till you find the someone that you do. So I have built my career from an IT standpoint with that in mind. And I sit here today, 10 years later, someone who walked in the door, not knowing a lot about IT, and taking as much educational courses I have throughout an entire 10-year process, developing relationships with my hardware and software vendors, developing relationships with my cloud vendors, but more importantly, developing relationships with clients. And by using truth, transparency, I have built trust. And I like humor. I'm a playful person, so that interjects into that. And because of that, I'm honored to have clients who have followed me throughout my IT career, no matter how I ebbed and evolved until I became the president of this MSP. They have followed me all the way to today. And I have some clients that may have say I told her to pound sand, and maybe they did. Maybe it was when I was learning my lesson of working with a partner who didn't have that same methodology. Maybe it was I had a bad day and that client gave me no forgiveness. Just remember, you're never going to be perfect, but give yourself that 80% proficiency because in my team, here's what we say. Everyone has a skill and everyone has a talent. And we use people's skill and talent to the best of their ability, they typically are happier because it's what they enjoy anyway. So when you get to that 80% proficiency and above, grab that baton in that marathon and do your best and enjoy that ride. But when you start to get below that 80%, know when to pass it off to the team member that can carry it at that 80% and likes that portion. So together you are building the partnership that gives the client what the client needs. The client is happy, you're happy, your partners are happy, and you have a successful career. And I really think the only reason I am successful is because of the people that I have in my partnership, from my suppliers to the people who sat there and helped me maybe make sure I had my right marketing message. Or maybe they helped me to get my goodie bags out, which I send to my clients and they love. Maybe it was just something as simple as helping me return a call, or maybe it was just sending my client a thank you card. Remember, a relationship should be enjoyable, and you want to enjoy the journey.
If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to subscribe. Your support helps ensure that we can bring you additional great technology professionals who are passionate about helping you become a great tech pro who's in high demand.